Hey everybody, David Essel here, and I want to welcome you to 2022. This is the first chance we've had to do our Your Questions, My Answers segment for our Mastermind video, Helping Americans Heal, which we love to do on a regular basis. And what we do is take all of the questions that have come in, I answer them on this video, and then of course we send it out to the masses of people involved. The new book just came out. I'm sure you're very well aware of it by now, Helping Americans Heal, The Ultimate Guide to Healing During These Challenging Times. It's at Amazon.com. I can't believe I couldn't think of that for a second. Either softcover or you can actually get it in a Kindle as well. If you want to join our program, Helping Americans Heal, and you send us a copy of a receipt for either the Kindle or the softcover, you can be a part of the program absolutely free. It's normally $39.95 a month, but just send us a receipt at our website. Just go to the Contact Us button, send us an email with your receipt, and we will enter you for free into the program. Listen, 2022 can be our year, but we've got to remember something. If we're waiting and sitting on our hands saying when the pandemic is over, I'm really going to live, I'm going to beat this addiction, I'm going to lose the weight, I'm going to find deep love, I'm going to save my marriage, stop. Now is the time to go after your goals, and I'm going to continue to encourage this. Yes, we have to be safe. Yes, we have to social distance, vaccine, if that's what you believe in, masks, wherever it's required. Heck, yes. Do everything you can, but also we've got to live. We can't stay on our hands. We can't be waiting for this thing to end because it might not ever end. I'll tell you more about the program afterwards, but let me get to all of our members' questions. As a matter of fact, I got to tell you something we're so excited about. We have just given away $24 million with this program to Bridge Street television show in Syracuse, New York, and they are now passing them out to everyone in Central New York. So we are going to get involved with major corporations all over this country to make sure that Americans are getting the information they need to heal. Let's jump right into it. Number one, you recently posted on Facebook about attachment to our partner is unhealthy. Please explain. Yeah, so on the post that I said, when we get attached to our partner, that's called codependency. And how does that show up? Well, if your partner and you say that you're never going to be apart, that's codependency. That's attachment. If your partner has a separate job, hobby, etc., that has nothing to do with you and that makes you upset, that's attachment. That's codependency. What we're looking for is something called interdependency in love. And that means that both partners have their own lives. They have their own jobs, they have their own hobbies, they have their own friends. It's not this where you feel like you're trapped or you feel like you're smothered. That's the codependent relationship. In the independent relationship, which is free of attachment, we allow our partner to do the hobbies they want to do, to have the friends they want to have, whatever it might be, but we're not attached to the end result. So if we get into a disagreement, we know it's going to pass. We try to disengage, but we're not attached to having to win every argument. Do you see what I'm saying? See, codependency comes in so many different ways, and if you're attached to always be right, or a classic thing I've heard for 42 years, it's not me, it's my partner. If he didn't do this all the time, if she didn't do this all the time, and so I'll say, do you have any role in this? And they'll say, absolutely not, which we know isn't true. So be really super careful, okay? Attachment to you being right and your partner being wrong is another form of codependency. Codependency is everywhere. So keep that in the back of your mind and look at your relationship now. Do you need more personal space? Does your partner need more personal space? Separate. Give yourself some space. As a matter of fact, I posted something, speaking of Facebook, on Facebook today from one of my clients, Beth, who gave me permission to use her first name. Her and her husband were so attached that when they would get into arguments, it would destroy both of their sleep nights. They couldn't relax. Once I had them sleeping in separate bedrooms when they argue, everything changed. See, they shattered that attachment. They shattered that codependency that said, because we're a couple, we must sleep together every night. It's a fallacy. It's been around forever. Let's be smart. Let's shatter attachment, shatter codependency, and create interdependent relationships, okay? All right, next up. Here's speaking of Bridge Street TV in Syracuse. I saw you on Bridge Street TV, Syracuse, New York, and love when you're on the show. Steve and Sistina, those are the hosts, are great hosts, I agree. You always discuss morning rituals. Can you share them again? Yeah, I think morning rituals are everything. You know, how you start your day is how your day is going to go. So what we say to everyone, the first hour of every day, zero electronics, no electronics at all, no social media, no stock reports, no news, no weather, nothing. Well, I guess if you have to listen to weather because you're in a place where weather can be tumultuous, then you have to. But besides that, the first 60 minutes of every day should be free. We want you to create rituals now. Meditation, prayer, reading from a real book. I know, we haven't heard of that in years, have we? Journaling. Anything that's going to allow you to start today in a calm mindset. But we try to stay electronic free. Learn how to meditate maybe during the daytime. You can practice meditation. Go to YouTube. We have a YouTube video. As a matter of fact, go to YouTube right now and Google David Essel meditation. It's 44 minutes long. Now, that would be the only type of electronic that I would say use for the first hour of the day, okay? But that's what we're talking about with morning rituals. We're talking about having a schedule. So when I end up getting in the morning, many times I'll wake up very, very early. I might spend 2 hours in my morning rituals. Gratitude, visualization, forgiveness exercises. There's a slew of prayers I go through, and that's where we think the rituals are crucial. Now, some people will get up in the morning and their ritual will be exercise and meditation or exercise and deep breathing, and anything's great as long as electronics are off, okay? So, beautiful question. I hope people start picking this up more and more. Oh, by the way, we have a brand new journal coming out. The Ultimate Gratitude Journal is coming out, and that'll be out probably in a couple weeks, and people then can use that in the morning to do your journaling, or in the evening, right? Okay, next, a recent article you wrote said grief can be a form of deep love. Did this understanding about grief and love come from your mom's passing? What a great question. Yes, it did. You know, I've been teaching a grief course for 30 years. My mom died almost a year ago, January 25th, 2021. And I really thought that I knew what it was to grieve, and because I taught so many people the grieving process, I went into my own course. I went into my own grieving course, and this is what I found out. After the first several months that were really covered with a ton of sadness, a lot of tears, those tears started to change. And it started to go to tears of sadness combined with tears of gratitude. And then eventually the sadness started to fade away. And what I realized was I love my mom now after she's gone than at any other moment I can remember. And that's not a bad thing. For me to be that in love with my mother when she's already gone is incredible. So I ask people, I don't push people, but I say in the grieving process, look for that demarcation where the sadness starts to turn into sadness, but then I really remember this that I loved about my mom, and I really loved that about what I loved about my mom. Then what I found is grieving can become the deepest form of love available in this world. I know it sounds crazy to so many people, but down the road, I think there's going to be more and more people talking like this. Catherine, so great to have you with us. Thank you so much, honey. Okay, here's the next one. I became addicted to sex over the pandemic. 2 years, and it's hard to break. Any tips? Oh my God, yes. Well, there's two types of sex addiction. We have Sex Addiction Anonymous, which is a group people can go to, and that's normally people that are addicted to porn. And then we have Sex and Love, and Sex and Love Anonymous are those people that are actually having regular sex on a regular basis, maybe with different types of people. Usually it's a friends with benefit or something like that. Now, it turns into an addiction when you cannot stop the activity. So I remember working with a woman, and I write about it in our new book, where she was a vice president of this massive hospital, and she started coming in late to work because she was masturbating early in the morning. So you can become addicted to sex, and the thing you've got to remember is that if it starts to take you away from your partner, your kids, your job, your hobbies, your friends, we have an addiction. If you're ashamed of it, most people are. If you feel guilty, a lot of people do. That's the addiction. So what we have to do is we have to go cold turkey, and I would say that with sex, any addiction, find a professional. You know, we have right now, I think, 5 people in our sex addiction recovery program. They're all doing great, and all of them have committed to a lifetime of sobriety from their sex addiction. Now, that doesn't mean they've committed a lifetime sobriety from having sex, but we have guidelines that we help people learn. So the most important thing I can share, though, is get help. This is a tough one. It takes, on average, 6 months to a year for brain chemistry from sex addiction to return to normal. What a lot of people find, especially with porn addiction, is they can't have regular sex. They're so used to being stimulated by all kinds of different bodies, sizes, positions, toys, etc., that when it comes to being with an actual person, they have a hard time performing. So get help. It's really worth it, okay? It's worth the time. And now's the time to do it, not after the pandemic's over, because we don't know if it'll ever be over. Let's see here. Next up, my doctor said my trouble sleeping could be due to an overly creative brain. Have you ever heard of this? It shocked me because I don't think of myself as creative at all. Okay, have I heard of this? This is crazy. So a number of years ago, I have been struggling with sleep ever since I was a little kid. My sleep schedule has been really weird, very off, very a light sleeper. I can wake up like that, and then it can be very hard to go back to sleep. So I went through several sleep studies. And each one, the doctor came up to me afterwards and said, we found no sleep apnea. We didn't find you stopping breathing, which is sleep apnea, which interferes with your sleep cycle. But all we could do is tell you this. The portions of the brain that are linked to creativity were firing all night long. See, they have these wires, right? And they have this an application they use. And you can see when you're in deep sleep, when you're in light sleep. And when I looked at mine, it was crazy. My sleep was so light that I only went into deep sleep for something like 20 or 25 minutes, and the whole night I was there. Both times it was 9 to 10 hours that I was there. And what they told me afterwards is that the benefit that you have of an overly creative mind are the books you write and the people you help and all that kind of stuff. The downside of that benefit is that your brain does not shut off as many normal people do. So you're going to have to create all kinds of rituals, maybe use different types of supplements until you find your way, but you're going to really have to learn to deal with it. That was their answer. There was nothing they could do but have me learn that this is part of who I am. This is part of who a lot of people are. And as they went to explain, well, you've heard about Thomas Edison, you've heard about all these people that slept very little, so maybe take it as a compliment, David. Well, that sounded great, right? But it's hard to take it as a compliment when you're tired. Anyway, listen to what your doctors say. Try making sure that you have no sugar after 5 o'clock at night, no caffeine after 2 o'clock. Really try to limit any type of exciting news or any type of exciting programs on TV or YouTube or whatever you do in the evening. Try to really scale back. I've created a ritual in the evening that starts about 8:30 at night, sometimes 8 o'clock. I'll watch some sports, something mellow. I mean, I can even watch exciting basketball games and not get excited. And then I slowly start a new routine, and then I'm in bed by 9:30, usually writing. I try to write every night. Doesn't always happen. I do journal every morning, but nights are crucial for me. And the more I write at night, the easier at times it is to fall asleep. So think about that. On a recent podcast, you gave Wayne Dyer credit a long time ago for a piece of advice he gave you. What was his advice? This is great. This is just so fun. So in 1990, it was the first time I interviewed the late Dr. Wayne Dyer, and he was just amazing. I probably interviewed him 6 or 7 times over the past 30 plus years before he passed away. But the very first time I interviewed him, at the end of the show, he said, hey, is there anything I can do to help you? You did a great show. I see you have a great career. And I said to him, I go, Dr. Dyer, I have a question for you. What's the number one tip you could give me to continue to help grow my career? And he said this, David, give your knowledge away. And I looked at him and I said, what do you mean? He said, create a newsletter, create a blog. Now, this is before we even had the internet, 1990. I couldn't do that stuff until 1996. But he said, do everything you can to give it away. Make pamphlets. Of course, back in 1990, that was really big, right? 8 by 10 pamphlets with, the top 10 tips for stress, the top 10 tips for love, all that. So we did all that, right? We gave it away. Then when it came to the internet, we started a newsletter. And then we did a motivational video of the week. And then we've done quotes of the week. And we keep giving stuff away for free. And then we continue today. For people that buy this book, Helping Americans Heal, the ultimate guide to healing during these challenging times, and send us a receipt to talkdavid.com, just to the contact us button, we automatically enter you into the Helping Americans Heal program. It's an online program. You'll get the book Positive Thinking, a #1 bestseller, free. You'll get our sleep audio free, our meditation audio free, a magazine subscription to Addiction Recovery Today magazine. And we keep giving you more and more tools. So all you have to do is buy the book, send us the receipt, and you get the program free. It's a $480 annual program, absolutely free. Just buy the book, send us the receipt, okay? And then you can send us questions. I know you struggled years ago, David, with prostate issue. Mine is enlarged. I'm struggling as I get up multiple times at the night to sleep. What can I do? Okay, a couple things. Great questions. Lots of men, when they hit 40, 50, 60, 70, start to run into prostate issues. One of the symptoms is getting up in the evening and the nighttime multiple times to go to the bathroom. Other times when you urinate, it just doesn't feel like you've emptied your bladder. You may have to go multiple times during the day, but just small amounts come out. Now, let me tell you, I struggled deeply with this. As a matter of fact, I had prostatitis. It was horrendous. It was non-bacterial, which means there's nothing that doctors can do for it. It was a year of extreme pain until I found some solutions. Number one, Google the broccoli treatment for prostatitis. It took 8 months of doing this on a daily basis, but I started to feel dramatic relief after 8 months. Next, have your doctor check testosterone versus estrogen levels. My testosterone was so low, I had like the testosterone of a 108-year-old man. My estrogen was that of a 15-year-old girl. So my estrogen was way out of control. My testosterone was way down. And they said that that contributed also to the prostatitis. So I made sure that I got rid of sugar, almost all sugar. Alcohol, of course, was already gone. Nicotine, anything that can inflame. Any sugar is a huge inflammatory. So your diet is crucial. And then sometimes people will find relief with Advil, but I found huge relief with the broccoli treatment, and then also making sure my estrogen was lowered and my testosterone was increased, which is very easy to do. I can tell you the symptoms were horrendous. The healing was phenomenal. I hope that you'll follow this advice. Let's see. I saw on, this is the last one we're going to get to today, and then in another week or two, we're going to get to more questions. Again, Facebook. I saw on Facebook recently an old photo of the little dog you used to have. Are you getting another one? This is adorable. Per your suggestion, when the pandemic started, I got a dog, and he has helped me emotionally during these extremely hard times. If you didn't mention to adopt a dog, I probably would be under incredible stress and anxiety today. Thank you for the tip. Now, how about you? That's adorable. Well, Saint was my dog. He was a little Italian greyhound. I had him for 8 years, and he died, I guess, probably now a year and a half ago. And I'm going to say probably in about another 3 to 4 months, I'll be getting a dog. I've already started to look, and I know there's certain dogs I love, like greyhounds. So I'm going to get another one, yes, and I'm super excited about it. Okay, listen. This information is crucial. If you want to share it with everyone you can. Make sure that you're doing everything you can during this pandemic to live life. Get out in nature more. We recommend 20 minutes in direct sunlight every day, especially people that live in the north. Seasonal affective disorder is a real deal. It creates depression. We don't need that during the pandemic. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Exercise, nutrition, relaxation, meditation, hobbies, prayer, journaling. I mean, the whole 9 yards, right? Live during the pandemic. Make new friends. Create new businesses. People have been doing it for 2 years. Don't let the pandemic stop you from living. And the very final thing I'm going to say is this book, I promise you, can help you during the pandemic. Helping Americans Heal. Let's heal together. Let's really work at it, because as we heal ourselves, we give others around us an opportunity to heal as well. I'm David Essel, talkdavid.com. Have a great day.